Does not say anything about it being restricted to the public, so therefore it is publicly accessible. Excuse me, sir?
Any purpose why you're recording on state grounds?
Who are you?
Recording on...
Yeah, there is. Who are you? Yeah, I'm just asking you one in return, sir. That's all. I just want to know who I was speaking to. That's all.
Alright guys, welcome back. Today's video is all about First Amendment rights and your power to record in public. The original upload was taken down by the very officers you're about to see, trying to dodge accountability. That's exactly why we mirror, share, and expose. Drop a like, leave a comment, and let's make sure this footage can't be buried again.
You don't give me an answer, I don't give you an answer.
You can't be on state property recording right now.
Hi, how are you? Who are you?
I'm Captain Atkinson.
Captain Atkinson. And your name? And your names?
Excuse me, I'm talking to you right now.
Yeah, and I'm just respectfully, Captain, I just want to get their names. Can I get your name?
I'm the captain here.
Okay.
Right. And I'm giving you direction. I need you to get off state property. You don't have authorization to be out here recording, so please.
Who would I get authorization from, Captain? You?
This is state property. No,
Right.
it's not me. But if you don't leave state property, I will call the police.
This
okay?
is state property?
This is state property.
So
I need
it's
you to
public
leave the
property.
premises. I need you to leave the premises right now. Otherwise, we're going to call. Please leave the premises.
You can call whoever you need to call, Captain. I just want to get their names. Gardner. I'd like to get the names of everybody I'm speaking to,
Okay.
Captain, that's all.
You have no authorization to be out here recording. I'm asking you nicely. Can you please?
So our auditor walks onto state property, clearly open to the public, and starts recording plates and vehicles in plain view. Immediately, staff come out demanding to know his purpose and who he is, while refusing to identify themselves. Then the captain shows up, barking orders, claiming he needs authorization to film, threatening to call police if he doesn't leave taxpayer-funded property.
I understand you're asking me nicely, and I appreciate you asking me nicely, but this is not a restricted area. I'm not breaking any
You're
laws.
on state property right now recording people's license plate.
I understand that I'm on state property. I understand that people's license plates are in public view, yes, and it's possible
You're
that
not authorized to be down here recording, so I'm going to ask you nicely again.
Who authorized me to be here?
You don't have authorization.
How would you know that?
This is state property.
How do you know I don't have authorization to be here, man? So you guys work for the state, the Department of Corrections? Okay. Exercising their rights to remain silent.
Listen, man, you gotta exit the property, man. You gotta get out. I don't know what you're looking for.
I'm not looking for anything. You could stay here and I'll go about my business. I'm not looking for anything.
You can stay on the curb.
Oh, I could stand right here.
Our guy calmly pushes back, reminding them this area is not restricted, no signs, no gates, nothing. He explains that license plates visible from public areas can legally be filmed. The captain keeps repeating, "You're not authorized," but can't say who gives that authorization or how he supposedly knows the auditor doesn't have it. Classic power trip, zero law cited, zero policy show.
I could stand right here. Thank you, though. This is public property, right? Right? You don't want to answer that question? Okay. Stay away from what?
People's cars.
People's cars.
Yeah, that's what you're doing right now. You're recording people's cars. You can't do that.
Why couldn't I do that?
Because you just can't.
I just can't. There's no law or anything. I just can't. They're in public. Are these state vehicles or personal vehicles? Do you know? A mix of both? Sorry? What'd you say, sir? No, I didn't hear you. I would have heard you. I didn't hear you. No, I didn't. You said it under your breath.
You heard exactly what I said.
Well,
Take your shades off and hat off so we can get a good description.
No, I understand you said that many times. I'm on state property. Who says that? Who do I need to get authorization from to be on taxpayer-funded property, sir?
As more staff stand around in silence, they try a different tactic, telling him to stay away from people's cars, claiming he just can't record them. No statute, no regulation, just because we said so. One officer mutters insults under his breath, another refuses to answer basic questions. They want total control of the conversation, but refuse to give identification or ranks like professional public servants.
Do you know who I'd go seek that permission to exercise my rights and hold my government accountable and promote transparency? If you're going to say something, you should just say it, not under your breath.
Why don't you take your shades and hat off so we can get a good description of you?
Yeah, like I said, no, I don't want to do that. Hey, how are you?
Take your shades and hat off, man.
You mind if I get your names and badge numbers? Names and badge numbers, please? Did you just call me an idiot? Okay, that's fine. Can I get your name, please? Your name's on your shirt. Okay, excuse me, let's get out of the way. Don't want to be standing in the middle of the parking garage. So you think it's professional to call members of the public idiots?
What is the reason y'all say?
I'm talking to this gentleman right here, right now, sir. I understand that. So do you think it's, do Do you think that it's appropriate to call members of the public idiots?
I think it's appropriate that you take your hat and your glasses off. So you can
That's fine. You can think whatever you want, but I'm asking you, as a public servant, do you think that it's appropriate to call a member of the public an idiot? Do you think that's professional, cordial? I don't think so. I'm not calling you names, am I? I'm sure I can call you a bunch of names, but I won't.
What is the reason you're filming?
So at this point, I'm going to exercise my rights and remain silent. I don't want to speak to anybody. I already spoke to a captain. I don't know what's your rank here. Are you above a captain or below a captain? Because I already spoke to the captain. You're not above or below. To the side. I'm just asking you, sir. That's all. You came over here. I understand. I said you came over here to speak to me, so I'm just engaging in conversation with you, sir. That's all.
Then it gets extra disrespectful. One officer flat out calls him an idiot and says he's just looking for fame. Our auditor stays cool, doesn't name call back, just asks, "Do you think it's professional to call a member of the public an idiot?" They dodge, deflect, and suddenly go quiet. When he asks their rank or name, they tell him it's on the shirt, but still won't actually say it.
I just would like to know your rank. That's it. Every question I ask, no one wants to answer me. So why should I answer any of your questions? Your rank's on your shirt. Okay. All right. You guys expect me to answer all your questions, but you don't want to answer any of mine. And then you want a name call.
Vice versa, because I asked you a question.
I'm not calling you names. I'm not escalating. I'm asking you questions and
okay, now I asked you a question, you didn't answer it.
right. So I guess we're just not going to answer each other's questions. I'm sorry? Yeah, we're at a stalemate. Right, sir. You're right. You're right. Saying things under your breath that nobody can hear. It's just unprofessional. You know, if you're going to say something, have the guts to say it. He called me an idiot right to my face. Why couldn't you say what you wanted to say to my face? It's not good to talk about people behind their back. It's like being a coward, you know? That's all. How are you, sir?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing well, sir. Thank you. Excuse me. How would I file a complaint against an officer? Does anybody know how I'd file a complaint against an officer? Captain? Maybe you'll know. Hey, Captain. No, I'm talking to you, ma'am. Do you know how I'd file a complaint? Did you get educated, ma'am?
At this point, the auditor decides to exercise his right to remain silent with these clowns and heads toward the building. He calls out the cowardly behavior of talking trash under their breath instead of owning their words. Inside, he tries to find out how to file a complaint against the officer who insulted him. The staff either ignore him or act like they've never heard of a complaint process.
Do you know how I'd file a complaint against an officer, ma'am? Captain, you know how I'd file a complaint against an officer? One of your officers called me an idiot. I think that was very unprofessional of him. So no answer on how do I file a complaint? There's got to be a complaint process. Well, Captain, I'm glad somebody educated you. Maybe be a little more cordial. I'll just come inside and file that complaint, I guess. Beautiful American flag. Freedom. Captain got her education today. Hi, sir.
You're not allowed to record in the facility.
I'm just trying to file a complaint, sir.
In the facility. So I'm just letting you know, can't record in the facility. You can come in, but the phone has to go.
Where
There's
does-
no
where
electronic
does-
devices going on with
Where does it say that I can't record in the facility? I just filed a complaint at another Department of Corrections, and the supervisors there didn't have an issue with it. It's a public lobby, sir. Excuse me.
Can I help you?
Yes, I'd like to file a complaint. What's the process for that? Against an officer? Okay, can you summon a supervisor for me?
They're all out there.
They're all out here already? Can I speak to a supervisor? Yeah, so I just wanted to file a complaint.
He asks again and again how a civilian can file a complaint. The captain, suddenly very quiet, clearly doesn't want to help. Eventually, inside the lobby, staff tell him he can't record in the facility, even though it's a public lobby and is just trying to report misconduct. They claim no device is recording, yet can't point to any posted law or policy. Just more arbitrary rules.
One of the officers, he didn't identify himself to me, but, you know, I was talking to him how I'm talking to you all right now. I wasn't trying to escalate the situation. I was just trying to ask some questions on the Department of Corrections here. I'm working on a story on the Department of Corrections as a whole. I just came from the Bridgeport correctional facility, excuse me. And so, yeah, and he just, you know, he said that I was an idiot, looking for fame and all these things. So I think that was a little bit unprofessional, so I wanted to file a complaint. Do you know the formal process, sir, for that? He didn't identify himself. I'm sure it's on his, I'm sure it's, as he said, it was on his shirt, so I'm sure I have it on his shirt somewhere. But is there like a form that I can take with me? There's no form for filing a complaint against a correctional officer?
The supervisor would look into
Right,
it. As far
that's-
as the form, there is no
So if an inmate, for example, wanted to file a complaint against a correctional officer, there's no form he can fill out? He has to speak to somebody?
You could speak to somebody, you could do an inmate request form, things of that nature, but that's not for a civilian to fill out.
Okay, so there's no civilian process for filing a complaint against a correctional officer, other than speaking to somebody directly?
You could contact CSP if you'd like to. CSP's on their way right now. So.
Okay, Connecticut State Police on the way right now. But, I mean, they're not going to handle any internal, they're law enforcement. They're not going to, they don't handle complaints against officers. Can I get your name and title, sir?
Warden Demetrius.
Deputy Warden Demetrius? Thank you, Deputy Warden. I appreciate that. Yeah, so I would just like to can I get somebody's email or something that I could send a complaint in, a written complaint? Just because I'd rather not, tie up your resources all day here. Is there like a public, is there an email? Do you have like a card or something I can email you? Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. See, before today, you thought that recording was illegal on state property, right? So you learned something today, and that's what counts here.
Finally, a deputy warden comes out and actually talks like an adult. The auditor explains he's working on a story about the Department of Corrections and that an officer called him an idiot, refused to identify, and tried to shut down his rights. The deputy warden admits there's no formal civilian complaint form, but gives him contact information so he can send a written complaint by email.
I love to learn. Thank you so much, Deputy Warden. I appreciate it.
Now first, if you haven't yet, drop a like and a comment to help these videos get out there and expose this kind of interactions, especially when they try to refuse any kind of service to a civilian that wants to file a complaint against an officer. And after that, they try to censor members of the public that were faced with this kind of idiocracy. So it is up to us to fight back against this kind of corruption, and this is why it is so important for you to know your rights and to help us to bring awareness to the rest of the public. So don't forget to support the channel by subscribing, like the video, and leave a comment to keep the conversation going. And remember, always record the police.
Alright guys, here's the bottom line. These people tried to censor a camera, deny a simple complaint, and bully a citizen off public property. That's exactly why you must know your rights and always record the police. Drop a like, leave a comment, and share this video to expose this behavior. Subscribe to keep the pressure on, and remember, never stop filming your government.